everyone, wanted to do a quick video tutorial for you on how to make these little, I think they're called nugget purses, but we don't have Hershey's nuggets, well, not readily available in Australia. So I've often seen these little purses with little Hershey's nuggets, which are yum, inside, but have never really made them because couldn't find a suitable equivalent here in Australia to make them. However, I have since been able to find these Nougat Pralines from Aldi, and they come in this little box, and there's a whole tray of them in there, and they're not exactly the same size, but they're near enough for making a lot of the stuff that you do see with the Hershey's Kisses. So I have used those little guys and decided to make little Christmas purses. Now I've made some for work colleagues, and I'm about to make a second lot because they are super easy and super quick to make. So I'll show you how to do these. So basically what you want to do is cut a piece of cardstock for your purse, and I've already cut these ones. They're 4 7/8 by 1.5 inches wide. Then basically all you have to do is 3 score lines, one at 1.5, 2.5 and 4 inches. That's basically all you have to do. Then give them a fold along all of the score lines. Now I found that you could keep them plain or emboss them or do what you like with them. But I think that giving them a bit of shading or a bit of sponging adds a bit of dimension to them. The other thing I do is take a corner rounder and snip off the corners on the what's going to be the front flap of the handbag, just to give it a bit of definition. And then just take your sponge dauber, and I've got some black ink in this case here. I'll take this one that I've already started working on, and basically just give all of your seams a quick sponge, and then just the front edge all the way around. You don't need to do that the top edge up here because that gets hidden. And give it a bit of a... Alright, okay, so that's all you have to do with the sponging. The other thing is that if you do want to write a name on the front, and for the girls I've done them for, I just write their name on the front so they can use it as a place setting too. So I'm just going to quickly write on this one. So you make sure you do all of that extra trimming before you fold it all up. Then what you need to do is put some holes in for your handle. So the handheld punch is perfect for that. Just using that black top fold line as a guide. Pop a hole on either side, as even as you can, doesn't really matter though. Then I found that the ribbon that works best for me is this taffeta ribbon. It's really it holds its own shape when you've got the handles made, and it's easy to thread through. Now it is a bit wider than the handheld punch, but I'd rather just lay it over the top of the hole and use my paper piercer to give it a quick push in the hole. It never works when you want it to. Trust me, I've made heaps of them and this is how I do it, but it's not working. Here we go. So thread it through and loop it back down in the other side. I'll show you one I've already done here. So I've looped it through those 2 holes, and then I just put a piece of double-sided tape wide to hold the handles down, and I also use then that as the closure for the bag front. Okay, so once you've got that in and secured down, next thing you want to do is take your little praline rectangle and put some double-sided tape on the bottom of it, and cut some designer series paper or paper strips. These are 1 inch wide, and I just cut them in really, really big long strips, because all I do is after I put the tape on the bottom, I start at the bottom, I start about halfway, wrap it around, and when I get back to the top, just take my paper snips, sniff it up about there, and then press it down. So saves having lots of little bits cut, then I just use that one long strip to cut them all. So cover your little praline squares, put another piece of double-sided tape on the bottom. You can just slide them in there, but I like to make sure that they're nice and secure. So put a bit of double-sided tape on the bottom, stick it in the inside of your purse, take that backing off from your holding down your ribbon and use that to close up your purse. Okay, nice enough as it is, but we do need a bit of decoration on the front, and I've made these little holly arrangements, so I'll quickly show you how I've done that. Basically, all I do is I've got some garden green cardstock here, and I'll just show you on my Score Pal here. It's basically all I do is take my cardstock, line it up, and I want 1/4 inch wide bits, so I just line it up at the 4.5, score it at 4 1/4 and 4. Doesn't even have to be very neat. And the reason I do that is that I cut off that second score line that I made, and then I've got a piece of cardstock that I can fold in half. This is to make the little leaves for the holly. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Then I end up with a piece of cardstock that's folded, and to make 2 leaves, just sort of chop that in half. Then I use my itty bitty circle punch, and with the folded edge facing away from me, I thread it into the punch. Now I'll show you a close-up so you can see exactly how I'm making these ones. I've put it in so that you can only just, you move away from that folded edge, and I cut a bit of an arc there, so that gives you the first little cut. Back into the paper punch. Now I line that little cut point that we've made up with the edge of the punch, and then make another sort of smaller semicircle cut out like that. So I've got something that looks not like anything too much. Then I open it up, and you can see now it looks a bit more like a holly leaf. And the reason I open it up is that I find that it's easier when I thread it back in for the last time. I want to get the corner of here where I cut, plus I want to get an arc right up to that center fold line that we've got there. So I put it in, punch it out. It doesn't look like much there, but when you put it back in the other side, now I want to get from that corner edge right to that center line as well. Thread it back into my punch. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, then if it comes out and you haven't quite made it meet in the middle, like I haven't there with that one, I just take the bit of scissors and give it a bit of a trim at the top. Rough holly, but it does the trick. Basically got 2 holly leaves here. Then I've cut out some, for the backing, some itty bitty flowers in the basic black. I put a mini glue dot on these, and that's what I use to place my holly. Now you can also give your holly a bit of a smudge with some garden green cardstock if you like to have a bit of depth in your leaves, which is quite nice. But I've forgotten to do that, so we'll just move on. The last thing is the berries on the holly. Now this is just the basic pearls, and using a Sharpie marker to colour them in. Then it's just a matter of getting the pearls and putting them in an arrangement. I try to cover up the rest of the mini glue dot that you can sort of still see there after I've stuck the leaves on. Hopefully that's in the centre for you. And then also cover up little joins in the leaves where they've come together. Push them all down. Voila, you've got a nice little bit of holly that you can stick to your handbag. Again, I stick it on with a mini glue dot. I love mini glue dots, they are the best. So then pop it off of there, and then you can easily just stick that hopefully in the center of your bag front, not like what I've just done there. Voila. Okay, let me zoom out so you can see that a little bit better. So there you have it. Quick, easy little mini handbags that you can make for table settings for Christmas time. I hope you give that a go, guys, and I've got more photos on my blog site, so have a look and leave me any questions. All right, bye.